welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Monday, 4 November. I'm your host Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence, and every weekday we bring you not just the news, but the so what from the events and decisions that shape our world. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering the Pro-EU parliamentarian has won the presidential runoff in Moldova. The German president to meet NATO chief. And Indonesia and Russia will hold joint naval exercises. So firstly, Moldovan President Indo Sandu has claimed victory in the runoff for presidential election, securing 54.7% of the vote over her opponent, Alexander Stogano, who obtained 45.3%. The election, which had a significant 54% voter turnout, was closely watched due to its impact on Moldova's trajectory towards the European Union or towards the East. Sandu, a former World Bank economist, and with a clear pro-EU stance, described the election as a pivotal moment, emphasizing the challenges posed by hostile forces that sought to influence the outcome. Her victory was bolstered by substantial support from the Moldovan diaspora, despite claims of Russian interference through figures such as fugitive oligarch Ilan Shor and allegations of a vote-buying scheme. Sandu's re-election emphasizes her vision for aligning Moldova more closely with the EU, a plan she likens to the Marshall Plan that rebuilt Europe after World War II. However, her aspirations have faced hurdles, notably the narrow margin in last month's EU membership referendum, where only 50.35% voted yes, amidst claims of foreign meddling. Her opponent, who previously served as the prosecutor general, received backing from pro-Russian factions and has denied being a Kremlin ally. While Sandu accused him of being a Trojan horse for Russian interests, he countered by framing her as a divisive, especially among the country's significant Russian-speaking minority. Moldova's elections highlighted the ongoing geopolitical tensions between EU and Russian influences in the region. So what? After the uproar from the West following their recent Georgian election, it'll be interesting to see how Russia reacts to this result. Despite Russia's propaganda machine being busy justifying its war in Ukraine, it is likely it will take the time to accuse the West of interfering in these elections. Additionally, it is possible they will use their supporters and forces in Transnistria to push these claims, hoping to stir up trouble within Moldova. And next, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is set to visit Berlin on Monday for his first official meeting with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz since taking on the alliance's top position. The visit, marked by military honours, will focus on discussing security concerns in the Euro-Atlantic region. This meeting comes at a time of heightened tensions due to the recent deployment of North Korean soldiers to assist Russian forces in Ukraine, a move that has underscored an escalation in the conflict. The inclusion of foreign troops signals a worrying new phase for NATO countries, raising strategic questions about how this development may impact ongoing security dynamics in Europe. US intelligence has reported that approximately 8,000 North Korean troops are currently stationed near the Ukrainian front lines. While they have not yet been engaged in active combat, American officials anticipate that their participation is imminent, with further developments expected. This situation has sparked broader fears about potential implications of a North Korean military contingent with contemporary combat experience entering the fray. Russian President Vladimir Putin acknowledged this shift indirectly by drawing parallels to Ukraine's use of NATO weapons, further framing the conflict as an internationalized struggle. So what? Germany has had a 180-degree shift in policy when it comes to military and security since the conflict has escalated in Ukraine. It is likely this has had significantly positive effects for European security as a whole, due to Germany's size and military power. This change appears to have been received positively by the majority of Germans and appears unlikely to change anytime soon. And lastly, the navies of Indonesia and Russia have launched their first joint military exercise in the Java Sea, marking a significant event aimed at bolstering bilateral naval ties. The drills will run until Friday and include 3 Russian corvette-class warships, a tanker, a helicopter, and a tugboat. An Indonesian naval commander emphasized the importance of this cooperation for enhancing diplomatic relations between the two countries' navies. The exercise are poised as an opportunity for exchanging military knowledge, underscoring a strategic pivot by Indonesia under the current president, who has expressed interest in fostering closer defense relations with Russia as part of maintaining a non-aligned foreign policy. He is known for upholding Indonesia's tradition of neutrality and has sought to bring balance between partners. Despite geopolitical tensions, Indonesia has continued this balanced approach, as seen in past war drills with Germany and long-standing military exercises with the US. He also recently visited Moscow in July, highlighting his commitment to rejuvenating ties with Russia, which had seen setbacks following Crimea's annexation and the invasion of Ukraine. So what? While it is understandable that countries such as Indonesia want to avoid picking sides, with issues such as the South China Sea so hotly contested, this will be challenging. Additionally, countries such as Australia will not view this as positive, with Indonesia being a large neighbour and a large contributor to security in Southeast Asia. I have no doubt that Australia will be closely monitoring this exercise to see how it runs and how the Russian Navy performs. Thank you for listening to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support the podcast, tell your friends to help them stay informed and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They're all online, self-paced and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host Daniel, and I'll see you next time.